the name of Jesus. Welcome to Marital Bliss. My name is Pastor Maurice Gacheru, and I'm here with my wife, Pastor Pauline Gacheru. We are discussing today about the sources of financial conflict and their solutions. We've been talking about conflicts in marriage as some of the reasons why the bliss in marriage, bliss in marriage can easily be eroded or lost altogether. Marital bliss, we said, is enjoying happiness and joy as God intended in your marriage, celebrating and having marriage as Christ intentioned or planned for you to do. And that is what we've been talking about. And therefore, as I say today, we are talking about conflicts in marriage as far as finances are concerned, the sources of financial conflicts in marriage. Let me begin by defining what a conflict is. A conflict is a disagreement or an argument that is triggered by opposing ideas or opinions, feelings, or wishes. Is a friction, tension, arguments, or disagreement or misunderstanding that is created by opposing ideas, feelings, wishes, or opinions. And those opinions can come, can be centered around so many things in marriage. And therefore, today we'll be talking about the causes of financial conflicts, those conflicts that center around money. Money is such a big issue in families. Money and finances is such a big problem because of the nature of money and because of varying feelings or opinions about money. Therefore, conflict occurs when it is not possible to work with both opinions at the same time, when it's not possible to do or to implement the desires and the wishes of both of the couple at the same time, when it's not possible for them to do what they both want with their finances. If they have to come to a place of agreement, or they feel that there is there is a wastage of resources, then this, if unresolved, can bring a problem of finances and can bring a conflict. Therefore, it's very important for us to understand why these problems come and to know what are the possible solutions for these problems. In this situation where money is not enough, in situations where money is being wasted, in situations where money is, there is a situation as far as finances is concerned, it can easily bring conflict, and that conflict can bring separation, it can bring divorce, it can cause, there to be such tension in the home. Okay, one of the reasons I believe, and it's important for us to understand, as we said, to be able to understand each other. It's important for you to understand your views, understand each other's view on money and wealth, differing views of money and wealth. Different people look at money and wealth differently. There are people who get money for the sake of money. There are people who see money as an instrument. And therefore, problems can come just because of that wrong attitude or differing attitudes about money. There are people who think that money is everything, and if there's no money, then the marriage can't go on, or they can fight and cause such havoc in the house because of a little money that might be wasted. What do you think about the various views or opinions or attitudes about wealth and its impact on a marriage?
Like you've said, that money is one of the sources that bring separation or even divorce in a marriage. And how people look at what money is brings all the difference. Because for a marriage to be happy, people should not see money as a master, you know, as something that you live for. The couple should look at money as a servant, as a servant. You know, you see, when you're talking about a servant, you dictate to a servant what you want the servant to do. So issues come when people's affection, you know, moods, you know, whether somebody is happy or not is determined by the amount of money somebody has in the pocket. So the attitude towards money is very, very critical. And if money now becomes a master in a marriage, you find that this couple will not even have time for their children because they're always chasing after money. They will miss out on the most important things in marriage. They'll miss out on family life because they are chasing after money. I mean, somebody will leave the house at 4 a.m. in the morning and come back at midnight still looking for money until they get to an age where now they have accumulated so much money, they don't know what to do with it, but now they have missed out on those critical aspects
of marriage
and critical aspects of family. So I believe that for money to be enjoyed in a marriage setup, money should be treated as a servant. It is there to serve. It is a couple to sit down and decide, you 1,000, this is 100,000, this is what you're going to do for us. We as a couple, we have decided this is what you're going to do for us. But we should not allow the money to dictate what we do. Because without knowing, people have allowed money to dictate to them. You know, how they, when they will wake up and when they will sleep, you know, how they're going to relate with their children, because now money has become a master. Issues come in marriage when money becomes a master and not a servant.
Yeah, and money is not only a master in marriage, but it's a divider.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there is no area in marriage, Christian marriage, and especially where you see people divide, and this is mine and that is yours, you know. Somebody feels because you are the one who made the money, you don't need to consult or ask anybody for, they use that word, for permission to use money. It's your money. You don't need to consult. You don't need to be accountable. You don't need to explain. You do not need to ask anybody when you're using that money.
That's true.
And therefore, people are like, you make money. Where is the money going? What's happening to the money? You get me? So it creates, money can easily be a divider. It can bring a rift, such a rift, you know, between a couple. And it's because they become possessive of money just because they are the ones who made it. You see, I think we need to come to a place in marriages and start to erase that line that separates the money. Why? It's because that money can be able to bring unity where, you know, common, projects are being pursued. Family projects are being performed, where they are putting the bills on the table, putting the projects on the table, putting what they want to do on the table, and they discuss. You say, how much do we have? How much do you make? Or how much have you made? What do we deal with? You see, so you find that sometimes a car will be auctioned while one person has money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he says, that's my money. That's my money, you know? Yeah, somebody will, I mean, situations, it can really get graphic and ugly, you know, as far as money is concerned. The things that people do to each other or against each other because of filthy lucre, because of money. It's amazing. It's amazing. Those people share anything else. But when it comes to money, people can turn to something else. Yeah, and it's because of that dividing aspect.
Yeah.
How do you think that one can be resolved?
It can be resolved when marriage to this couple now becomes bigger than money.
Yeah.
because I don't know, it's amazing that people, they'll fight over something that does not have life. You know,
Yeah.
you know, marriage is living. You know, that is why people enjoy it, because it's a living thing, so to speak. You know, people enjoy it, but it's amazing how now they allow something that does not have life, because money does not have life. You know, it's a thing. I don't know what they allow, something that does not paper, something that does not have life, to come and interfere with the life that they are supposed to enjoy in marriage. So it's just giving money its proper position in the marriage, giving the money the proper position in marriage. And the amazing thing is that when a couple puts the money in its proper position in marriage, no matter how much it is, the amount really now, when they put it in the proper place, in the proper place, the amount really doesn't matter so much, because if it is 1,000, because they know its place, they know what to do with the 1,000. When God blesses and it becomes to 1 million, they sit down because they understand that this is the place that we have placed you. You are in our lives to serve us. You know, you are in our lives to do 1, 2, 3, 4. But they do not allow the money now to dictate what they are going to do. I mean, they do not allow the money to dictate whether they are going to be happy or not. So I believe what can bring an end to that division is just giving money its proper place, you know, and its proper place is a place of serving the marriage, you know, serving the couple, you know, serving the couple.
And I think also there are many people who are married who did not understand marriage. You know, marriage means you become one. To marry, it means you become one. You know, and when you become one, everything that comes into your hands, you use it for the furtherance of that union, for the, you know, building of that union, and for the enjoyment of that union. If people don't understand what marriage is, they can live in marriage and still treat themselves as different people. And that is why divisions come. That's yours, this mine, you know. And that I think is dangerous. And also something else I've realized and I've seen, you know, in looking around, is where money is used as a way of punishing. Where somebody feels like, you know, because maybe the husband is this or the wife is this, they want to use money to punish them, or to force them to beg for it, or to force them to know who they are. Utajua mimi ni nani, you know, you know who I am. You know, they use money as a way of manipulation and control. Therefore, there are times they provide, there are times they don't provide, there are times they give money, there are times they don't give, based on, you know, what they are feeling at that particular time. That also is a misunderstanding of the responsibilities of a husband and a wife, and why those people came together. Why do they come together? They come together, number one, to become one, to build a life together, to build something that is lasting together, and something that can outlast them. But some of these things that we are given by God to be able to experience the marriage God wanted us to experience can easily cause people not to experience it the way God wanted. So instead of it being a blessing, can you imagine if people would sit down and decide what to do with the money and how to deal with the money? You know, there are some of the problems we see around wouldn't be there. But because everybody feels they have that sense of entitlement, have that sense of nobody should ask how I use my money, or should ask me or demand for my money until I want to give it. You know, it's a wrong attitude.
And for those who say they don't want to be asked how they are using their money, is because they wouldn't want the other person to know how they're using the money, because maybe it's not in a right way. Because if the money is being used for something that is going to add value to the marriage, I mean, the person wouldn't mind the other person asking. But it's because of how they're using the money that they know this person might complain about. That's why they say, don't ask me how what I do with my money, it is my money, because they don't want to be responsible, they don't want to be accountable to the other person, because they know that if this other person knows what they are doing with the money, the other person, the husband or the wife, might not be comfortable with what they are doing with the money.
As you said, money is not a master, money is not a matter, but unfortunately there are people who are turning it to a god, you know, quote unquote, you know, in the sense that, you know, when people, can you imagine somebody gets married, takes a wife, goes to the house, and will eat whatever is placed on the table without wondering what was put inside, you know? But as far as money is concerned, money is the area of greatest secrecy in marriage.
It's amazing.
People will tell secrets. People will discuss about anything else. But please don't ask for the PIN number. Don't ask for the ATM. Don't ask for the, you know. I know you remember this story we used to hear of this guy. That guy, you know, was so stingy and miserly that, I mean, he didn't want the wife to ever know. About the money and to ever touch the wallet. So they used to live in a house, a bungalow, a house that, you know, the bedroom was the other side, and then you go across the sitting room, then you get to the bathroom. So one day this gentleman went for a shower. He went for a shower, and in the midst of lathering himself, you know, he remembers, whoa, I forgot my wallet. He took a towel and threw it around his waist, and then he's running across the sitting room. You know, we have people sitting in the sitting room, running across looking like a snowman because of the you know, of the white stuff all over him. And he's asked, Nini, what's up? He said, oh, it's my wallet, you know, forgot my wallet. That's how, you know, there are people that they do all kinds of manner of things. They hide money in the ceiling, or you know, they build cracks in cupboards to hide ATMs. You know, they carry ATMs in socks and shoes and whatever, so that the wife doesn't. Okay, I don't know where the women hide their money and their ATMs, but it's crazy. These people will sit and talk about anything.
But not money.
They will sit, talk about anything. They go to bed, make children, and eat whatever is there. But money.
They don't talk about money. And I think it's also because, you see, like the Bible itself calls money a god, Mammon. You cannot serve God and money. You cannot serve both at the same time. And I believe these people who sometimes behave like this as far as money is concerned is where they find their identity by the amount of money, from the amount of money they have. I mean, to them, that's their source of identity. They have not found their identity in God. Okay? They have their identity is in the amount of money they have. So they feel without money in their pocket, they are not men enough. You get? They are not, or women enough. You know, that's why they don't tell the husbands about the chamas, you know, the many chamas they go to. But if money is somebody's source of identity, if this is what really defines the person, it becomes very hard for the person to talk about what they have, because they to talk about what they have, and then the other thing is they become so stingy because they don't know how they can be able to spend 5,000 on somebody, because to them the accumulation of the money is what
is a goal.
You know, it's their source of identity. So you might find that somebody has 100,000, but they cannot remove 2,000 to spend it on somebody, but they're looking for ways of making it 150 because that is their source of identity. I mean, sometimes you wonder, okay, when do they ever intend to spend the money? Because to them it is just, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with saving. Saving is perfect, but you find for such kind of a person, I mean, even if they were given $1 million today, and tomorrow you talk to them and say, hey, hakuna pesa. You know, there is no money.
They will still say they say hakuna pesa the following day after they cash the paycheck. And also sometimes people, you know, they start to misconstrue, they start to misunderstand. If it's a man, he starts to think that the wife got married because of the money, or they think that they only, because now they have money, they think that the only thing that people are interested in, or the wife, you know, loved him for, is the money. You get me? So everything around them starts to revolve around that. Now that's very, very interesting. Now we want to go to some of the reasons. All those scenarios exist in marriage, and these are not cases that, you know, are hypothetical. These are cases that are going on in places. And let me tell you something, our viewer, that if you are married, if you cannot hack the money issue, if you don't hack the finances, the issue of finances, if you are not able to get away of dealing with finances, finances is a time bomb. Finances is a landmine. It is something that, for you to enjoy bliss, to have marital bliss, is something that you need to know how to deal with. You have to resolve it. It's very, very important, because it is one of the causes of separation, divorce, violence in homes, and it's one of the greatest sources of conflict. Now we look at one of the reasons of financial conflict. Let's just look and see, why do people sometimes behave the way they behave, and you know, within marriage. And the number one reason, the first reason that we are looking at, is not greater than the others. It's just that because it's the one we are looking at first, is irresponsibility and mismanagement. Yeah, there is that situation of one person is irresponsible or mismanages finances. And that can lead to a lot of frustration. It can lead to a lot of problems when one spouse has a poor financial management system. Very, very poor. Their way of handling money is very poor. And one of the examples of a poor financial management methods is impulse buying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, impulse buying, or the person will just leave with 1,000 and come without. If you ask them, you know, where the money went, you find that they just bought something they didn't really need.
Yeah.
They might not use for a long time. It's called impulsive buying. And it's because some people feel like as long as money is in the pocket, it's like itches, it scratches to be,
like,
to
use
be
me.
used. Use me. Use me, you know. And these are people that will go and have tea when they don't need tea, will go to the restaurant so many times, you know. You wonder, okay, well, do you have to? They will, you know, buy stuff that they don't need.
Yeah.
You know, it's called impulsive buying. And it's a very, very poor way of managing money. In fact, it's not even a management system. It's a weakness. It's a weakness. It's a financial weakness. That a weakness that, you know, somebody, if they are not careful, you know, can lead to a lot of frustration. It can lead to a lot of conflict within marriage, because this other person will start to wonder, okay, what's wrong with him? You know, is he not sensitive? Where is he taking money? You know, and those things, stuff like this. You know, irresponsibility and mismanagement.
Yeah, and like you say, that one brings a lot of conflict in marriage. And I think the first step is when the couple, or no, let's forget about the couple, when the person he himself or herself comes to the realization that they are impulsive buyers. You know, when someone now comes to the realization, you know, they call themselves to a meeting, you know, and decide that I am an impulsive buyer. And when they discover that they discover that they're an impulsive buyer, then I think it will be safe, yeah, to just know, and when someone is an impulsive buyer, believe that the best way that they can be able to help themselves is to where now they consciously begin to budget and say, if I have not planned it, I'm not going to buy it. If I had not intended to buy it, doesn't matter how beautiful it is or how glorious it looks, I'm still not going to get it. So I think to overcome impulsive buying is first to just acknowledge that I'm an impulsive buyer. You know, I go out and buy things that I had not intended to buy when I was leaving the house, you know.
And you know, impulsive buying is just one of those weaknesses. There could be so many others, you know, of, you know, there's one called a spendthrift.
Yeah.
A spendthrift a spendthrift buys not only is impulsive, but they buy things. A spendthrift wants to live life that is above the level or standard that they can afford.
That's true.
You see, they want to live life above the level of standard of their income or their means. They don't live within their means. It's a spendthrift. A spendthrift is one that is loose with money. Money just, they will buy stuff, pricey stuff, sometimes things they don't need, on and on. It's just one of those weaknesses in as far as dealing with money is concerned.
And you see now also on the issue of impulsive buying, and I think this one is maybe, most of the times you can see this, most of the times it happens to the ladies, yeah? And because of that impulsive attitude, you know, of just getting stuff, you find that we get ourselves into debt. Yeah, the ladies will get themselves into debt because they have gotten to a place and there is something they really want, okay? And because they don't want, they don't have enough money, you know, they give 1,000, pick whatever they need, and then they get themselves into debt because they have to pay the remaining amount.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe the thing that they are buying is not something that they cannot do without. Okay, me, it's one thing, honey, that amazes me is how somebody can wear debt.
You know,
I don't understand, you know, unless the house has burnt down, you know, and your house will not burn down. Unless the house has burned down and you don't have anything to wear and you don't have money that you have to get an outfit on debt.
Yeah.
So long there is something in the wardrobe that is fitting somebody. I have never really hacked this thing of somebody going and getting an outfit
on debt.
On debt. I mean, how do you wear debt? And the thing about an outfit is that the day you wear it is the day you still start wondering, oh, so why should I pay for it?
Yeah.
You know, because you have watched it, it is not, doesn't look new anymore, and now you are thinking, oh my God, I owe somebody 7,000 on something that you have already worn. So for ladies that are watching me, kindly don't never wear debt. You know, just live within the means that God has, you know, where God has placed you for now. Never go into a boutique and because it's whatever you're seeing there is fashionable and is what every other person is wearing, that you get yourself into debt because you want to look like your neighbor. No, it is irresponsible. It is irresponsible for you to put on debt. If it is debt, let's talk about school fees or something else, but not an outfit. It is irresponsible for somebody to wear something that they cannot be able to exchange. You know, like where you go to the counter, you give your 5,000 and you get the dress that you want. If it is something that you really get, you want to get and then you pay later, then I don't think you need it.
Yeah, it's important to do that. You know, the problem with that and responsibility and mismanagement, all of that causes the needed finances to be, you know, areas where money is needed. You start to have loopholes. You start to have bills that are not paid, responsibility. That's why it's called irresponsibility, because there are other responsibilities that start to suffer. You see, there are accumulations or arrears that are coming up just because at a particular time somebody misused money. And you know, in life, people go through various stages. You know, people go through various stages, and you know, you can make it and be able to manage life at the level that God has given you at this time, where you are live within your means. There's something you mentioned that I feel is also very, very important and can really be a problem, and we might cover it later. But now, I think is really an issue. The issue of competition and comparison. Why? I don't know why people just want to be like the Joneses, you know, and the next neighbor. And that brings a lot of issues in marriage, because somebody looks at somebody and they want to dress like them, you know, they want to drive like them, and yet they do not know
where those people got the money. You get? And maybe the person that you're admiring, they got that thing from a loan. Okay,
Yes.
it could be a loan or it could be purely hard work. It's the level at which now God has placed them, where they can comfortably afford to drive that kind of a car. They can comfortably, the lady can comfortably afford to wear an outfit that is worth 30,000 comfortably without any debt. So I think the thing is just being real with yourself. Knowing that life is in stages, yeah, in stages, and enjoy the stage at which you are at any particular time. If you cannot afford a weave or a wig of 70,000, please go to the hairdresser and have yourself some very neat, lines plated on your hair, and you'll be fine. I mean, just wake up in the morning, oil your hair, comb it, and live life without debt.
Yeah.
But do not desire to be like that other person.
Trying to impress
people who don't care anyway.
They don't care.
They don't really care because they are so concerned about their own lives that they really don't care about how you look really, because they are so consumed with their own affairs.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people get to a place where there is so much unspoken competition. Unspoken competition. A lady looks at another lady and they're like, okay, I want to dress like her. And you don't know what has happened to that person to be able to be in a position where they can be able to dress the way they are. They are dressing. So I think in a nutshell, just live within your means.
Yeah.
Live within your means.
And that aspect can really bring pressure, especially when it's a man being pressurized to buy certain things. Take me here, take me there, Valentine's, birthdays, which other is Labor Day, where are you taking us for Madaraka Day, for
all the days,
for Passover, you get it can really be stressing, and it can really start to erode the bliss within the relationship. You get me? Where a man starts to feel like they are competing with somebody.
Yeah.
Well, like they are really in a competition, with someone, and if people are not careful, you can actually live life for people.
Yeah.
Living to impress people, living for likes and comments, especially on Facebook. And, it's became crazy when, somebody buys a new this, they put it there, and it's for the comments. And if you're not careful, you can actually live for what people say, for what people think, for what people are saying. Everybody is saying it's beautiful. Everybody is saying I look nice. It's not about what people say. It's about what you feel. It's about what you know. It's about your identity. God bless you for being a part of Marital Bliss. We'll be back in a minute. God bless you. Welcome back. This is Marital Bliss. We are discussing causes of financial conflict, and we paused at that place where we talked about competition, comparison, irresponsibility in finances, and mismanagement that is manifested in impulsive buying, being a spendthrift. And the problem is that these problems can affect marriages or couples where there is money or there is very little money. And it's because you find that projects that are important for the family, things that the family could have accomplished, are all put on hold because people want to compete and impress others. It's very important for you to plan about what is important for you as a couple and channel your resources towards what is important, because after a day or two, no one will even remember that dress. No one will remember anything. Dress for yourself, not for people. And therefore, manage your finances in Jesus' name. The other thing that is a reason for financial conflict is dishonesty.
That's true.
Where there are so many lies. You know, the other day we were talking about lies. There are so many lies about finances. You know, the checks that never go through, and you know, all those kinds of lies and deceptions and falsehoods. You know, there are people within marriage that lie to each other about money. They lie about how much they get, where they get it. They lie about what they did with their money. You know, so you find that others are talking about a car they are paying for. This car never arrives. It never comes. Others are talking about a plot they are paying for. This plot is never fully paid. It becomes a perpetual lie, month in, and sometimes even for years. It's called dishonesty. Dishonesty is not only concealment of information, but is knowingly giving the wrong information about finances. You get me? Yeah, wrong information about finances. And sometimes is a lies that has to do with I've paid the rent, I've paid this, we don't have this, we don't have any debt, we have cleared this, you know. And if somebody tells the wife, you know, the rent is paid, and then one morning an auctioneer's letter comes, say you have 6 months arrears, the wife will be in shock.
Oh, yeah.
What? The guy has been telling me we are okay, we are fine. You get me? And it's dishonesty.
Dishonesty.
Yeah, dishonesty in finances, where you know, people knowingly lie to each other about money, about what they have or about what they have done with money. Can bring a big problem.
A very big problem. And honey, we find that in most of these marriages where there is a lot of dishonesty, if you go back, you'll find that there was dishonesty from the foundations.
Yes.
You know, from the foundations. From the time they were getting married, there was dishonesty. Okay, there are those that develop dishonesty in marriage, but there is a dishonesty that most develop even in the time of courtship.
Yes.
Okay, because this man wants to impress, you know, this lady. I mean, the man is promising heavens.
Yes.
You know, he's promising heaven, and telling the lady the kind of a life, you know, he's just gonna give her, you know, promising heaven when you can't even give the clouds, you know, you can't offer the clouds themselves. So that's where the issue comes, because I mean, the lady at this time is very trusting. She does not think you have any reason, the person has any reason to lie. So they get into this relationship, and the man tells the girl, you know, I'm a manager of this company, you know, this is my net worth, you know. Why? Because he wants to get hold of the girl. Yeah, not forgetting that the girl will not forget what he said. Okay, so the girl gets into marriage, or gets into marriage knowing, you know, I'm getting married to this wealthy man, you know, I'm getting married to this man that will be able to give me
responsible person.
This kind of life. You know, we are talking about what you have said about dishonesty. So the man becomes dishonest from the beginning. So he gives this kind of a mindset to this girl, and the girl thinks that this is the kind of a life that this man is going to offer me. So when they get married, of course, there's an expectation from the girl based on the information that she has been given by the man. So for the man to continue keeping that lady at that level, he has now to continue lying. You know, that I had won this tender, but you know, something happened, there's someone who swindled me, you know, dishonesty. But because dishonesty births dishonesty.
Yes.
Yeah, because if somebody lied the first time, they have to lie the second time to cover the first lie.
And sometimes the source of dishonesty, or the reason for that dishonesty, is they say that they don't want the other person to worry. They don't want the other person to fear. You know, it's like they are doing it for the other person. You know, and it can be very, very manipulative. Now, the third reason that we are looking at, you know, the reasons for financial conflicts in marriage is lofty expectations or selfish demands. You know, in lofty expectations or selfish demands is one person in the marriage is making demands without considering how much money is there, without considering how the others, you know, the needs of the other people will be met. For example, you might find somebody, you know, a certain, and I've seen, you know, where demands are being placed about where to live, you know, buy this and the other, you know, and those selfish demands, you know, when a person, a man or a woman for that matter, is put under those demands, do this for me or do that for me, without considering the ability of the other person. You realize that we were talking before we went for the break, where there is pressure, take me here, take me there.
Yeah.
You know, for my birthday, I want nothing less than this. For Mother's Day, I want nothing less than the other, you know, and on, and those can lead to selfish demands and lofty expectations. Sometimes those lofty expectations come because of dishonesty. Somebody lied and caused this person to, the lady or the man, to think, you know, that this guy is a millionaire. So they go into marriage expecting, you know, this level of stuff.
Right,
so they
yeah.
are perplexed when, you know, they are being told the electricity is not paid and stuff like that. But also, lofty expectations and selfish demands can come when a person or a lady gets into marriage expecting that now, because she's married, the responsibility of that man is to give her a particular standard of life and to you know, give her whatever it is that she wants, irrespective of how much it is or what this man has. It's called selfish demands. And I think one of the things that I find men really shying away from, I find men really, if I can use the word hate, this way you hear people saying, I can't wear that, I can't eat that, I can't go there, I can't live in that place. You know, so the man is, or the woman for that matter, sometimes is a woman. They are put under pressure to try and deal with bills that are so high just to make somebody comfortable. They are called lofty or unrealistic demands, and they can really cause such conflict, especially when people are getting married. It's called a gold digger mentality. It's called the gold digger mentality, where somebody goes into marriage with a gold digger attitude. You know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You get me?
I'm going to have this kind of a lifestyle because I'm getting married. You know, it becomes very, very, very interesting. And like you see, what you have said, it's like one thing connects to the other. Okay? You have said that one of the reasons that creates lofty expectations is dishonesty. Okay? Because now you have shown this person, you're able to provide for them this kind of life. So they come with that expectation, you know. They know after I get married, I'm going to live on this other side of town. So when they get married, they discover, wow, the rubber has met the road, and now they're not able to live on the other side of the town. Now they have to, in reality, not in their mind. In reality, they're living on this other side of town. So that would be one of the reasons, like you have said, about this dishonesty. And the other thing is that I believe would be the attitude with which somebody comes into marriage. If somebody comes into marriage with the attitude to get, they're the ones now who come up with those lofty expectations.
Yes.
But if somebody gets into marriage with the attitude to give, you know, that I am getting into this marriage because I know that there is a reason as to why God has placed me with this person, you know, to make their life better. You know, that in this person, this woman that I have married, her life has to be better. And when I'm talking about life, I'm not talking about money-wise. You know, I'm talking about the whole person, the blossoming of the whole person. You know, this person has to blossom and become the person that God ordained them to become. And when it's the woman, they know that I have gotten into this marriage because God has seen that I am the suitable helper for this person. So when somebody gets into marriage with that kind of an attitude. You know, the servant, not the slave. You know, the servant kind of an attitude. When you get into the marriage with an attitude to serve, you know, to make this other person's life better than you found it. You know, that in that situation, you find there are no lofty expectation, because this person is trying to look for ways of making this other person comfortable, looking for ways of making this other person better. You know, and if okay, for us, we do the same thing. Okay, we do the same thing, and so our discussions are the same. You know, because of what we do. And I find that some ladies or gentlemen, you find that your wife is in a different career, you know, from or different profession. You find that because they really want to have a place where they can touch base, you know, they can touch base. They try and find a few things they can learn about that other person's profession, yeah, so that they can be able to add kidogo value, you know, into that other person's profession, so that even when they're having a conversation, they have a basis on which they can have a conversation. So this is the opposite of having those lofty expectations. So like you said, the lofty expectations, they come because of initially there was dishonesty in the marriage, selfishness. But if somebody comes with an attitude of service, you know, service in marriage, then life becomes very good. And the amazing thing for those who are watching me, when you give, you receive.
Yeah.
By the way, when you give, you receive.
Yeah, the aspect of gold digger, I've heard about. It's either way. It's not just, you know, there are men who, you know, they look for, you know, ladies that seem to be doing well, and then they start to manipulate and, you know, all that. And if they get into a relationship, I mean, it will bring conflict, because it's bring this, and it's really you build a lifestyle together. Do not depend and pressurize one person to give you that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Build it together, work together, and build that lifestyle that you desire and you're looking forward to. Number 4, we are talking about untrustworthiness.
Yeah.
There's a difference between trustworthiness and dishonesty.
Yeah.
A dishonest person is basically a liar, gives wrong information. But a trustworthy, a person who cannot be trusted, is a person that you'll give money now. You tell them, go and pay the water bill. Okay? By the time the evening is done, yeah, they have not paid the water bill and the money is not there. The money has been used. Because I have seen people that have taken loans. They say, oh, take a loan for me, give me the loan, I want to be, okay, not me, that person.
Oh, yeah, that person.
The guy goes and says, oh, apply for a SACCO loan, or a job loan, and let's do this. They want to begin a business or whatever, and the money just goes. You know, nobody knows where the money goes.
And they don't want to
that means that if you give that money 10,000, that person 10,000 shillings to keep or to bank, it will disappear and you will never know where it goes. It's untrustworthiness. You get me? This is being dishonest and insincere, being a person that cannot be relied upon when it comes to financial matters in a marriage. Okay? And that one can brew a lot of conflicts. Yeah. Lack, you know, can you imagine a man is given money or a lady is given money to go and pay the school fees of the child? They go and pay half of it, and they've been given the whole amount. They pay half of it, and then, you know, the other spouse discovers, we discussed you pay the whole amount because the money was there. You ended up paying halfway. Now we are under pressure. What's going on? You get me? It's lack of trust.
Untrustworthiness.
It's lack of trust. Sometimes people, you know, will, you know, investigate the M-Pesa PIN of their spouse, and well, the spouse is asleep, or the wife is cooking, or the man is showering, transfer that money to their own phone M-Pesa, or, you know, a lot of games.
And delete the message.
And delete the message. You know, yeah, sometimes it's PIN. I know a guy, you know, who said that somebody just landed on on the pin and made decided to make way with the ATM. And that's the wife. The wife just went to the ATM and blessed herself. But really, it can't be blessing.
It's not blessing.
Is you know, untrustworthiness. You know, you can't leave money in the trouser. If you leave money in the trouser, you'll never see it again.
Yeah, something just happens.
Never, you know, you will never see it again. So that is why people start to hide. That is why people start to, you know, to go to the bathroom fully dressed and then with everything, with the wallet.
My goodness.
That's one of the reasons. Untrustworthiness. You get me? If you discuss budgets, the budget is not accurate. It's like some of these budgets we read. You get me? The budget is, the tomato is 500 shillings each. You know, you see those budgets. You're wondering, okay, am I being conned here or something? Is there a scam that is brewing in this house? You know, because bills the cooking gas is inflated, the tomato is inflated, the bread is inflated, you know, and you start to think, hey, somebody wants something extra, and they are not asking for it, but they are inflating stuff. You get me? It's an expression of lack of trust. You see, untrustworthiness, okay, and it can really be bad. Number 5 is perpetual and constant lack.
Yeah.
If people are going through, and we've gone through that, and thank God we didn't have conflict, and thank God because you never judged me by what I brought.
There were no lofty expectations because there was no dishonesty.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah, whatever I brought home, I mean, you know, we had it, and we thank God. And there are times we would have birthdays without anything. I remember you gave me an eclairs, a sweet, an eclairs, one toffee one day for my birthday because there was nothing, even a muffin that you could afford. You know,
then a muffin was $1 million.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff, you know, and you can manage days of lack and days of abundance.
Yes.
You can manage. Remember our daughter, especially the firstborn, going for many Christmases without a gift. You know, without a gift, we are just locked up. I remember you'd make pilau, you know, and just we sit there and, you know, smell what other people are cooking. You know, just get out and sniff what other neighbors are cooking and admire their new stuff. Yeah, you get me? But let me tell you, God is faithful. Amen. And that's why it's important to stand with that man or woman, for that matter, during the days of lack, during the days when there is not enough, because these days change, things change, and they change like that. There is nothing that can change as quickly as finances. Finances can change. I mean, you can wake up one morning and you wonder, are you still the one? Yeah, because God has made ways. He's given you a job, he's prospering your business, you've just gotten a tender, you've gotten a contract that has brought a lot of breakthroughs in terms of finances. And it's important because when the abundance comes, you remember how your spouse stood with you in the days of lack. Don't forget your wife, don't forget your children. When God blesses you, don't forget. Don't go out there looking for other people to celebrate with. It's good to give here and there, but let them enjoy their patience. Let them enjoy the fruit of their perseverance. Let them enjoy the outcome of their believing in you when you did not have. It's very, very important.
Very, very important, because when I look back, when I look back and, you know, I remember the stuff that you went through. Okay, it was difficult, but I don't think I would exchange that for anything, because it really defined the values in our marriage.
Yes.
It defined. So, you know, when there is nothing in the house, you know, then you get to a place and you begin to get to a place where you ask yourself those difficult questions. Why am I in this marriage?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
why did I marry this person? Did I marry this person for them? Or did I marry this person for what they can be able to provide for me?
Yes.
You know, what is the basis of my love? You know, do I love the person did I love the person from the beginning, or was I looking forward to love the things that they will be able to provide? You get? So in moments of scarcity really is where marriage is really defined. You know, like why are you married? You know, why are you in that relationship? And if you treat that moment of scarcity, you know, when as a unit, you know, as a team, you know, not blaming the other person, you know, that you are the husband, you're supposed to do this, then the husband says no, you are the wife, you can also do it. You know, we both have brains, so anyone can work, you know, and anyone can bring bread. You get, because if people don't handle it well, it brings a lot of conflict and a lot of blame game.
Yes.
Yeah. So if some people get in that situation, they learn how to treat that season. Okay, to treat that season as a couple. Yeah, as a couple, you find that you discover that your love is not defined by money. Yeah, that your joy is not defined by the amount of money that you have in the account. Yeah, I mean, there is so much that is unearthed in moments of scarcity, and there are things that are defined in that moment of scarcity that get defined for a lifetime.
Yes.
Because if money was not an issue then, even when the money is a lot, it is still never an issue. Yeah, because then it wasn't an issue.
Yeah,
then you discovered the basis of your marriage was not money. So even when God blesses you, money still does not really affect the marriage, even when there is abundance, because you got to a place of understanding what money is in the marriage and what your relationship really is in that marriage.
Yeah, it's very important, especially now that, you know, there is this pandemic and many people have lost their jobs, finances have been affected. You find that, you know, the resources are not as anticipated. It's very important, friends, that you don't start to get into blame game. It's important that you become very patient with each other. Finally, the final issue that we want to talk about is misplaced priorities. Misplaced. You need to define what is important, what is main, what is major. Yeah, when there is no agreement, yeah, and the expenditure is on things that are not immediate requirements for your family or for your home at the expense of some of the needs that the other spouse considers basic. There are those things that are basic for your children and for your family, and it's important for you to prioritize. It is important for you to prioritize. If you you fail to prioritize, you find that you deny your family the basics, or you deny each other the basics, and then find out that there is pressure for the basics. You know, it's important. So now that we find, you know, there's a financial meltdown, you know, it's important for you to be very open with your spouse. You know, just sit down and plan, decide what it is that you are. If you have money to deal with everyone or everything, that's okay, and that's good, and God bless you so much. But I'm speaking also to marriages and families that, you know, resources could be, you know, getting depleted slowly by slowly. It's important for you to be open. It's important for you not to start fighting over finances. Don't fight over bills. Don't fight, because bills will come and go. Finances will come, and God is going to bless you. And the day you become blessed, you don't want to remember the fights that came because of little money. And it's important that you stick together and pray together and forge an army, a resistance against conflicts that would come concerning finances. Today we've been talking about the reasons for financial conflict. Next week I'll be talking about, my wife and I will be discussing the solutions. What are some of the solutions to what we've been talking about? Remember, we talked about, you know, responsibility and mismanagement, dishonesty in marriage, selfish and lofty expectations, selfish demands, lofty expectations, and untrustworthiness, in financial dealings, even when you're dealing among each other, as a couple, perpetual and constant lack. Sometimes lack of money can really cause people to be, to be very impatient with each other. And remember, that's a day that's coming to an end. Another day is coming, and God's going to bless you. And then there's misplaced priorities, is when priorities and money is going to the wrong priorities. Please make sure that you have your priorities right, put them right and prioritize, and you will see progress, you will see advancement, you will see the money that you have and the finances God has given you, creating a difference in your life. I want to pray with you. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, I want to pray for harmony. I ask for understanding and peace in the homes, O King of Glory, and especially concerning finances. I pray for provision when there is scarcity and lack, and I pray for understanding and humility, the humility to sit down together and listen to each other, the humility that comes out of knowing that they have become one unit, that they have become one flesh in God, that God does not see them as different, but God sees them as one. Mm-hmm. And I pray that they will deal with the issue of finances as a unit, so that the resources that you have given them can be a blessing to them. Father, I speak wisdom about money management. I speak wisdom that you will give them understanding of how to manage money, how to be good stewards for their families, how to be good stewards for that home, how to make the right financial decisions as far as a family and their children is concerned. Father, I thank you so much for this in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you so much. Thank you for being a part of Marital Bliss. There are numbers that are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. They are there for your convenience. So kindly let us know. This program, of course, we know it's blessing you. If you have any questions that you'd like us to field, one or two or several, just send us so that we can be able to deal with those questions. Kindly remember, last week we continue, same day, same time, talking about the solutions to financial conflict. God bless you so much. Until next time. Amen.
Amen.